Yo, what up folks, TG here with Demilich Phoenix, the new version of the Phoenix deck that's just come out. At European Regional Championships, Nils Gutiérrez von Pora, I'm sure I butchered that, finished top of the Swiss with this pretty sweet take on the Phoenix deck. Now, that's in Pioneer, and I have to, as always, give a bit of a caveat here that we do not have access to Treasure Cruise in this format, or Temporal Trespass, which is often played in these kind of Phoenix decks. But actually, that makes the addition of Demilich even more potent in a way. So, Demilich is the new card. Blue, 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 blue. 4/3, the spell costs blue less to cast for each instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. And whenever it attacks, exile up to one target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, copy it, you can cast the copy. And then lastly, you may cast Demilich from your graveyard by exiling 4 instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard, in addition to paying its other costs. So, we don't have Treasure Cruise. But because of that, we're not really using our graveyard much, other than obviously bringing Phoenix back, which means we've got plenty of food, tons of food, for Demilich, which is awesome. The idea here, obviously, like, you cast up 1, 2, 3, 4 spells, and Demilich gets cheaper. If you cast 4 spells in a turn, you can cast it for 0, and obviously you can cast it out of your graveyard, which is amazing. And then also that attack, copy a instant sorcery ability from your graveyard is awesome. Our 4 Arclight Phoenixes as other creature, classic, cast 3 more spells, it comes back from the graveyard. Oh, cool, 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 cool. The new thing here, because we've got our Considers, we've got our Opto or Mana Cantrips, we've got Otherworldly Gaze. This is a card kind of really like a I don't want to say Dark Ritual for Demilich, but hey, it's pretty strong. Blue Surveil 3 with Flashback, obviously it gets food into your graveyard for the Lich, it does a great job of finding your Phoenix and Demiliches to put in the graveyard, and it's 2 spells with which you can use to help bring Demilich back. Obviously the back half of it costs 1 and a blue, so it is card disadvantage, but gives you a lot of selection, and lets you kind of like dig for your piece of the puzzle, chart the course, kind of like pay off spells while putting these key pieces into the graveyard for you. The last thing we have at 1 in blue, at least, is a Spell Pierce, just kind of like a one of Mai's, just a little bit of interaction for what our opponent's doing. You might snag a Cure, obviously you might snag an interaction spell, you might even hit like a Thoughtseize. It's just super handy. We've then got a pile of red removal. Fiery Impulse, 4 copies here, kind of the premier 1 mana red removal spell in the format. We then also have Lightning Axe, which is great with both Demilich or Phoenix, are also great to pitch to it for 5 damage. Ghost Sheoldred, super handy. Sheoldred, yeah, you want to draw a bunch of cards because you've got a bunch of cantrips, and Sheoldred kind of stops you doing that. 2 copies of Spiteful Hazard. Keep that spell density high while still having the lands to play if you need it. And then 2 copies of Strangle, just the next best kind of red removal spell. Is a sorcery, but hey, later on you're playing a sorcery anyway because you want to bring Phoenixes back, you want to cast your Demilich, is not that big of a downside. We then have 4 copies of Charter Course, obviously, draw 2 cards, discard a card, would like to discard a Phoenix here. Or, later on in the game, if you've got creatures in play, you can attack with it and use it as a draw 2 to kind of refill your hand. Piece of the Puzzle, added to the format through Shadows over and Shadow Remastered, is just one of the cards that makes this deck work. One of the only reasons we can play this without having Treasure Cruise is reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put up to 2 instant or sorcery costs from them into your hand, the rest go into your graveyard, put Phoenix and Demilich in the bin while finding you food to then be able to cast to bring them back. Is just amazing. It's 3, which is expensive, but it's like Divination for 7. Yeah, there's a maths there. The mana base, 4 Steam Events, 4 Spiral Canal, only 2 Stormcarved Coasts. Obviously, tap lands are really painful, want to cast a bunch of spells. Riverglide Pathway, 4 copies, and then some Hall of Storm Giants. Because we're playing on so many cantrips, we can get to fairly high numbers of lands. We're going to draw and go through a bunch of cards, see a bunch of our deck, and so activating Hall becomes not that difficult. Then 2 islands to find, and an Otawara, obviously incredible utility land. Hop into the sideboard, but if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks. So, the second copy of Spell Pierce and the third copy of Spell Pierce versus either combo decks or decks where you really need to defend yourself. Catching things like Rest in Peace or even Unlicensed Husk can be super crucial. We have 2 copies of Aether Gust, largely versus green, but also handy for some of the red-green decks, things like Fires as well. Cinderclasm is an awesome one. I'm sorry, this is not organized, but we've got 2 copies. Snipe off little creatures, but then also being able to kick it to do that 2 damage, and it is an instant, so you can catch things like Manland sometimes, you'll catch a Den of the Bugbear, it's fantastic. And then 3 copies of Young Pyromancer versus more like slower mid-range control decks, which might board out things like Fatal Push once they see that you're not playing Ledger Shredders and that kind of thing in the ice, that you would maybe see in Phoenix normally. Cheap removal, not really great versus our main threats. And so Young Pyromancer comes in out of the board and kind of is like, hey, pressure. And then also, hey, you combine it with Spell Pierce and all of a sudden your opponent's crying. Then a couple of counter spells. So Disdainful Stroke versus Mono Green, Fires, Control, 2 copies of Negate, kind of on a similar line. And then also Mystical Dispute versus Blue decks, whether that be control strategies, some of the more combo-y stuff, or just things like Spirits. And then 2 copies of a Brain, another kind of like medium removal spell, but also handles some of those troublesome artifacts. Again, I mentioned Hearse earlier, but there's some other nice things to hit too. So, let's hop into some ranked games. First match here with Demilich Phoenix. Should be an interesting one. I've not played a ton with this deck. I can tell you that this is not a keepable hand. Mulligan that, no blue sources. Here we've got no land, so we're in a bit of a tough situation. But yeah, Demilich, the new like kind of hot tech in Phoenix. Interesting. It's somewhat fallen to the wayside, but there are a few decks that did pretty well with it on over the regional championships weekend. Well, this looks solid, but we're keeping 5 here. A couple of lands. We got a Phoenix in hand. We definitely don't want to put the Phoenix. As much as I think that advocating for that might be silly. Get rid of the piece of the puzzle. Piece of the puzzle is the best way to refill off the mulligan, right? Did it be the best? I'm gonna put the other one in the base. Fine. Don't tempt me with 1 land. 5. We would have had 2 cantrips to be fair. We have a decent shot of making it, but it's still pretty risky, I think. Fancy mounts. Firebrand. Sure. Would assume goblins, but hey, sometimes red decks do play Firebrand. Kind of fun to consider here. This isn't a ton of pressure. Play red. There you go. Basically, you want to be able to cast pieces of the puzzle. That's our goal right now. Should find out now if it is actually goblins. Maybe they cut the 1-lander. That'd be cool. They did mulligan to 6 as well, actually. So, I want to play. Just cast this. Demilich you can put in the bin. There's some nice little upside there. Ooh, okay. Drawing the second Phoenix is not fantastic. We'll shock piece of the puzzle. Let's take on 1 land. We have a responsibility to deal them some damage. I'll take the hazard, and the lightning axe will get the. Do we have a second land? I guess I'll take these 2. Nice. This is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. If we draw a land, we can even maybe cast the Demilich. So yeah. Blue cheaper for each instant sorcery spell you cast this turn. If you cast 4 instant sorceries, it costs 0. But you can cast it from your graveyard by exiling instant sorcery cards. 4 in total. We should consider first. Okay. More information never hurt anybody, and actually we do want to draw this land. Okay. A4. Consider one more time. Strangle. I'm down to keep this an extra removal spell, depending on what they do here. Alright, and then we're gonna Spiteful Hazard the Useling. I'm gonna be Lightning Axe the Denizen. That represents the most damage. Get rid of the Phoenix. Cast this from a graveyard. We'll exile 2, 3, 4. So, Demilich in particular in Explorer, where we don't have the Delve spell, the Treasure Cruise and Temporal Trespass, just super powerful. Just like, you're gonna have a ton of food for it. So it's a great addition here. Awesome. And yeah, that ability when it attacks, they're gonna scoop it up. There's like a 1 land, this doesn't really count, but hey, we'll see if they can bring it back game 2. So, These Synoclasms should do some work, and I'm intend to bring these braids in. I don't think I want to be on the Pyromancer as a plan, though. They won't. No, they've got fanatical Firebrands in the deck. What am I talking about? Um, a brain I think is fine, but it's expensive removals. Certainly, you can afford to lose a couple of charter courses, and also Spell Pierce definitely doesn't want to be here. He's quite a lot of removal. Well, maybe I'll just bring him one a braid. Yeah, we don't want too many 2-minute spells. That clunks things up a bit. I'm not missing anything else, obviously, am I? Aethicus, interesting. We're not worried about Muxus here. There are a couple of we'd rather just kill that stuff. More for mono green. But yeah, appears to be actual goblins, which is a great deck. I've done a couple of videos on it actually, but there's the sweetest version I found uses Chain Whirler with I think it's Touch of Moonglow to give it Death Touch. You like cast it, trigger on the stack, give it Death Touch, kill everything. There were a couple of other nice pickups you get from black. You don't get the combo element that you Dark. So the deck has definitely got a lot of play to it. Not brain dead at all. Hey. There were some pretty cool lines. Pass. See what they have it to you. I was gonna say, this is a switch up where they just go you actually represents a part of damage if we keep it around. This is fine. So the Horde Master, one of those tricksy cards. When it or another goblin dies, you get some quality library. With Scout Prospector, you can kind of pop off, sacrifice to generate mana and things, which is pretty cool. Just go Island. Then open. If I want to kill this, I want to do this at the end of their turn, so they don't get to cast the card straight away. They get less information as well. See how that works out. To the point where I'm having to take you one. Yeah, I think so. So we kind of have to kill this first anyway. Just in case of whether I want to cast 2 Considers. See what they actually hit off of it. Oh, they hit a Snoop. That's maybe the worst possible thing they could have hit. So Snoop's a really cool card. Lets them cast Goblin spells at the top of their library. Okay. They have a Prospector by the Wily Goblin. Okay. They're still fairly healthy, but that can change very quickly. At the minute, we have 2 sorceries. Again, we're not really using these as sorceries in our graveyard, so Demilich going to the graveyard is about the same as having it in our hand. Kind of fine with that. And we drew to a Phoenix. Killing the Snoop now is pretty good. But yes, but spells next time. Yeah, I think we just chart a course, get the Phoenix to the graveyard now. If they have some graveyard hate, then this looks pretty terrible. But hey, as it happens, we drew a Lightning X, plus another Phoenix. Let's play this sense. The next turn, we get to go off and do all the things and cast the Demilich from the graveyard and stuff. Theory. I'll exit. So I think this is coming out on the Friday, which means that Lord of the Rings is out. Are you, this is a good time to ask this I guess, interested in historic stuff with Lord of the Rings? Are you bothered about it at all? Do you want to see some videos on different things? I'm probably going to post a draft that comes out before this on the Wednesday. So, yeah. Let me know what it is. Because at the minute I'm kind of July, August we might get another Explorer Anthology, or I'm really hoping for Return to Ravnica Remastered. I think that'd be really cool. But in the meantime, we'll see. Okay, so they have Unlicensed Us, which is not what I wanted. How do you want to try and deal with that? You kind of have to play into it, but they can't exile both Phoenixes and the Demilich, so we'll get something. And we get to wipe the board, and we've still got some gas left. I should probably have leveled this consider. Definitely want to catch it before I do all these things. Thinking about oh, okay, that's a well, I'm not even drawing it. Oh, the braid as well. I think I should leave the braid for now and just get the Demilich in play. Maybe hold on to it. This is tough. We get to bring back 2 Phoenixes and all the Demilich. Yeah, I just don't want to pitch a chart, of course, until last thing. This is fun. But it's better for us to hold the braid. But now is where they have the opportunity to exile the Demilich if they want to get rid of that now. Otherwise, we'll get to cast it. Once it's cast from the graveyard, it's... Alright, so we're going to get to cast this. Great. So, I think the Lightning Axes probably go first. Followed by... We'll leave the Fiery Impulse in case we need it. At this point, this is now out of the graveyard, they can only exile Phoenixes. They haven't really any cards left, and we're not on a very low life total. They can Den of the Bugbear, but if they're not careful, right? Okay, triggers go on the stack. They'll eat 2 of these. Yeah, we do still get 1 though, and we have to keep our Demilich around, which is important. We'll see if they have an answer for one of these straight away now. No, the Ember, because it's got the Snoop from earlier. So, they can start activating Den of the Bugbear. Which is, I guess, the concern. We need a kill spell. This is crew 2. Hmm. 7. Wait, animate the. Oh, it's currently a 2-2. I'll get to Izzet. Oh, they can't result either. That's Charcourse. Oh, no, they can. Okay. It does target, and they'll just like cancel. I should have abraded first and then got a combo out of it. This is all kind of because I was interested in. In fact, I should still just do it. Alright, that was a mistake. I should have forced them to use it, and then I'd have got something at least off of this. I'll end turn. We've got some cards that can discard cards where we want the Stormcraft Coast. The question is, can they do anything better than activate Den of the Bugbear? If they activate Den of the Bugbear, we're taking 3, 4, 5, goes 7, and then next turn we're still not quite dead. But we need to be a little bit careful with the Castle Embereth, and they've got treasure around. Alright, Whiny Goblin. They can still activate if they sacrifice treasure. Yeah, sure. Give a 7 here. They're at 10. This time we are getting to kind of do things with the Demilich. Let's consider firstly. Alright, I don't want to haul the Storm Giant. That'd have been. Oh, that's a really solid. We probably Fiery Impulse off of this. Get rid of the Willy Goblin because that's Doing devotion. I said it. Go ahead. Yeah, no lightning strikes to down. We're at 7 though. Depending on what they draw here. Like in a minute, can they get to the point where they can activate? No, okay. Definitely do this before they make a goblin if they randomly turn something on. Alright. Yeah. Goblins is really, really sweet, but hey. Alright. Second match with Demilich Phoenix. Deck is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So we have a Lich. We got this is all good. All good. On the draw, is it Mirror? Drawing Phoenix is nice, because it's a nice turn to play with the Charter Course. Gonna leave with Spiral Canal. Now we have to do a bit of a think. Do we want to start using this Otherworldly Gaze, or do we want to, you know, make sure we've got those 3 spells for turn 3? Given the start and the kind of inactivity, I'm gonna hold everything for now. I'm gonna run this Charter Course out and see what goes on. That gives away what kind of the deck we're at. They're likely, I would say, on creativity, given this kind of slow opener. Bit of ruin. Seems very likely, I think. Deck is fine. Unbiased. Let's see. We can obviously lining out this token, get this Phoenix going. Cast this. Let's cast Opt first. For some more information. Don't need a Stormcarved Coast. Gives us 2 copies of Gaze. It gives us a lot of fuel for Demilich later on. Go ahead and cast one of them first. Pieces, Impulse. We do want to have an answer for the back half of Fable. In that case, I would just dump these away. And yeah, we'll go ahead and axe this. Discarding Phoenix. We've got kind of plenty of stuff going on next few turns. Again, you can kind of see the power of Demilich here. You have part of the sorceries in the graveyard. There is an element of like, hey, can our opponent get creativity fast enough? Ooh, Hazard is nice. Lets them exile the Phoenix. I'd rather them do that to Phoenix than the Demilich, to be honest. Flipping. This is awkward because we want to land untapped for it. We don't want to let them creativity here. I'm going to be able to kill the card in response. I think I'm going to pass turn. I'll take the opportunity to kill this. I don't want to like tap out setting a Demilich just then to get an Atraxa. Even if we have the Tawara, we still like a mana after this. I'm going to fire this Otherworldly Gaze off with the graveyard. Try and find some stuff to do. Okay, piece of the puzzle is solid. We're gonna land. Right now, the piece of the puzzle's not up to a ton, right? Instead of stopping my upkeep, I'm gonna upkeep Otherworldly Gaze from hand. Let's just get some control over a draw step again. He's gonna go in the bin, we'll draw the opt. The main phase. I play the Otawara. They don't have enough mountains to enable the... Yeah, okay. Now we'll try Killer Reflection. That goes through. So we've got 1 Phoenix in the yard. We use Opt and then we'll cast a Demilich. And I'm happy to keep the consider on top, given how everything looks. I'm gonna set this up my upkeep again because I might want to look to other worthy gaze again on upkeep, depending on how things go. We shall see, we shall see. Alright, in with the Phoenix. Opponent's got 3 cards. Again, worried about creativity. They've not... Anger of the Gods. Well, that is not cool. We will upkeep this. Jeez. All of it in the bin. Draw. The pass. Now regretting not keeping the piece of the puzzle on top. Oh, there's like a very slim chance this could be like the Fable Drake's deck. I really feel like this is creativity. One draws that. Immediately regret not firing off the consider. Try and maximize our cards. The trick is dual stuck, so obviously we want spells in hand to like be able to bring Phoenixes back or reduce the cost on Demilich. But fire this off. Yeah, they're pretty good answers so far. But what's the overall game? So Kenzan is another sign that they're playing creativity as well. They are in the tank here. Yeah, I'm happy enough. I think they are firing off because they're on the end of this. Yeah, there's a big score. We have a spell piece we're gonna hit, and I'm gonna cast this consider anyway, so I'm just gonna cast this. Then I'll like. Alright, this isn't looking fantastic, I'm not gonna lie. So we're in like Gear Hulk Danger Zone territory. Cards unfortunately I'm gonna play one of these. This is gonna be Gear Hulk, just big score back. There are like 2 reasonable takes on the creativity deck. Basically either play Gear Hulk or Atraxa. Kind of forced to play this land because if they have like a can't obviously pay 2, but at this point you've got to kind of expect them to have mana. Divide by 0. Okay. Yeah. That'll do that. Interesting. Okay. I'm actually not that scared of the mascot exhibition. If they tap out for it. Well, this is likely to be mascot exhibition into... Or... Oh, it could also be the Chandra combo deck. That would make sense. Got a sweet video on that. Well... They try and cast this, because I expect them to big score here. They try and go big score, untap, like either Chandra take extra turns, or... Yeah, this is... Mass Exhibition plus. At least currently doesn't do it. Has to work to get teachings online here. Don't cast teaching, don't do it. Yeah, so if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, draw 2 cards. So I have 4 cards and they have 4 cards. People misread this card all the time. It's not a divination. Its failure rate is bring mana, do nothing. All right. Let's try and make something happen. I wouldn't call it a window, but I will draw this. Hazard you. Hmm. The umpteenth survived by 0. Alright, we get a Demilich in play, but I don't think it's likely to. I'm still thinking that this is a turn spell. Oran's Epiphany. That's what I'm looking for. If it's stocked graveyard for the Demilich, if we get to attack on it. Oh, pain. Alright, that's kind of fine. You just cast this from the graveyard. It's still not, like, actually done anything. May as well piece of the puzzles here. Trying to resolve this. Give it everything until lining it. Hazard, strangle. One of the lining. Alright. Mission Sticker Demilich is still in action. Now this game's gone on longer than I thought it would do, but I think they must be getting pretty close to being able to just do their thing. There's the Chandra I was thinking about. They can Chandra, tick up the mana. Now Aaron's Epiphany costs 6. They can take a couple of turns. We're pretty much dead. Assuming that this face down card is Aaron's Epiphany and not Behold the Mighty. Which you're taking assumption, yeah. This deck is super sweet. It's one of the things that I was like, oh, I've got to make a video on this. And that does exist on the channel. Called Izzet Chandra combo. So check that out. Well, we have them play through it. I don't think so. Alright, let's go to game 2. We now know what our opponent's up to. I want this Disable Stroke, I want these negates. I want this dispute, this Disable Stroke my act. Aethergust is not terrible. On the flip side, they also, and we don't want these ones. I'm trying to think what we need to keep in for Fable. Yeah. Whether we want Aethergust? I don't really want Aethergust. Well, I'm thinking about these young pyromancers. Putting some early pressure on. This leaves us without like fantastic answers to Fable other than just, you know, like spell piercing it. I think that's okay. But one charter course. I don't want to cut too many. I don't want to be too top heavy. Yeah, I think we cut the other charter course. Let's run this up. See how we go. Running the Challenger avatar as well. Gotta respect it. Yeah. Made like a massive splash at the standard Pro Tour, and then has like been playing other places as well. I've seen like Chandra in Lotus Fields. This is a Chandra deck. The first version I saw of it was like 5-0ing Pioneer Challenge, I think, or Pioneer League. It is very sweet. So yeah, that's your kind of thing. Definitely check that out. This looks very solid. Like we've got the Demilich coming down later, a little bit later on. We've got Spell Pierce for interaction. We have Lightning Axe for any nasty surprises. Alright, they've gone down to 6. I'm going to just play a Riverside Pathway. Riverglide Pathway. Down by the Riverglide. The minute I care a little bit more about crafting our hands, so I'm gonna opt now. You know, you take the threats. Take the threat. Should probably be one of these tap steam events, I'll be honest. Alright. I'm sitting here waiting till turn 4. I'm gonna Fable. We can Spell Pierce, untap Demilich. Yeah. kind of on board with that. Oh. And there's some reasonable answers. One of the things we need to remember is that they're playing Anger of the Gods. And so we can't like overextend with multiple copies. We don't want to overextend with multiple copies of this. Fable's interesting. They have a 1 minute answer. Oh, I'm gonna Fading Hope it. It's pretty temporary positive. 1, 2. For the third spell. Unless. We want to kill this. Okay, discard a card. We'll target this discard Phoenix. Excuse me. We'll just cast one of these Demiliches. Saving the Spikefield Hazard here to use with the Phoenix. Alright, they pitched in a gate, which I think is pretty. The Telecon, they are closing in on 6 mana. If we get to dispute that, that's fantastic. Into combat. If we get to attack with Demilich, is today the day. It doesn't feel like it. Alright. Let's opt. Again, wary of anger here. You can play a bit more of a permission game this way, to be honest. I'm kind of fine with that. Right. Do what they want to do. Interesting. Oh, okay. So we have Saga Flip. Yeah, my turn. Feels weird, man. Right. Some stuff going on. Oh, let's go running it. I'm happy enough playing Demilich style with the way things are at the moment. They need a 6 land. I was really surprised they fielded Ruined Dusk because it does kind of thin for us in a way. This is awkward because I want to have dispute up. If it's Epiphany, it's fine. So if they go, and they can't big score. Okay. I'm gonna try, of course. Can draw since the line anyway. But it gives us so much more power if it's line. 1, 2. Pitch 7 Crime Rounds is actually not doing anything. The plan here is now we can chart course to just draw 2 cards. Oh, make this awkward. I'm kind of preying on them missing. Okay, they hit land number 6. There's a couple of different options here. Are they going to Epiphany straight away? To chain them? This was really bad.
We have to win this fight. This is for everyone we've lost to Phyrexia.
Okay, so that wasn't the worst possible. They're looking to Chandra and then, like, basically untap, do this. 6, land. They want more interaction. We kind of, like, faded the sun, but unfortunately we lost the damage to the process. Like, we pretty much have to commit into. Okay, 1 Phoenix in the bin. Means we've got 2. It doesn't let us get through these at the moment. You want blue mana left to take a land. This has gone pretty poorly. Yeah, we have to just say. You can put a lot of power in on afterwards. Oh, they're gonna lead the Chandra. Alright.
Fuel up.
Did you get the copy down? I need to make this a bit.
No.
He had a 1-turn window, and I'll be honest, I accidentally clicked through that charter course and was like, oh yeah, this is the way to do this, instead of holding up the 2 Caswells we had. Ah! Well, you get to see the Chandra deck kind of pop off. Isn't it? If they can't find a way to kill us, then awkward. They're basically infinite mana. Yeah, I punted this game horribly. Oh dear. Well, it's a sweet deck. And it's like 30 degrees. So.
Let's go.
Allow it. Alright. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, one more game. Well, that was a horrendous punt, but new game, new me. I'm gonna get through the play. Karuga, interesting. Definitely the spell pierce. This all looks good, to be honest. Got pieces. We've got Phoenix to work with. Okay, do this. If you're still kind of a bit of trouble. Attacking over the mulligan decision. Have to expect fires of some description. I'm hit or miss on all these new arts. Karuga I actually like, but some of them I'm not a big fan of. Giganth is the one I was looking at Imori because I've got a seasons past list that I think I might play with fairly soon. So keep an eye out for that. Alright, we want to find a way to get this Phoenix into a graveyard. So we'll just opt ahead here. I'm happy to draw the gaze. tapped. Yeah, okay. So we're kind of looking like we're just going to pieces on time and then have some interaction. Because we go pieces on 3. Yeah, we're on the play. Pieces on 3, maybe to get to resolve like a Fable. And then turn 4, we can do a bunch of shenanigans. And hold on, man. Yeah. What do we got? Few things in the yard, we take a charter course. Okay, charter course because it's the way to go. The other things in the yard, we also managed to hit a Demilich there. Yeah, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. We don't want to overextend, but most of our things like coming out of the grave. I said that's dog ability. Yeah, double spike field hazard. I know we kind of want to land. Not gonna lie. That stop would have been helpful. I'm not all in on this Spikefield Hazard face plan, but might be there. Lightning actually. I want to draw the hole because eventually we are going to want to be on. Or bin it. Fine. We're going Spikefield Hazard, and bring back TV. Okay. Yeah, we didn't draw an untapped land, so we're not going to get to hold a spell pierce here, which would be lovely. But as it is, have mana for 5 anyway. Right now, at least. So you could have mana play anything now. They're looking at the Demilich, which can cost 1 sadly, but 1 day more. Could I like a leyline binding here? Maybe we see one. No, no is the call. Alright, let's see what's up. Let's set this up cubes. Alright, touch. Phoenix. Yeah. We can just lead charter course. No, I'm gonna do this. It'll look for a land this way? Okay. Alright, we had a lot of water. She'll play. You should value the spell pierce and look to chart, do all these things next turn. That's what we've done poorly in other games. Don't want to see a red source. Essentially, they're not playing red, but that'd be surprised. Smith. Let's axe Holsmith with the trigger on the stuff. He doesn't get to fight. Cool. Alright, well this has gone okay. I'm still like not like to find an untapped loose there. Good times. I can cast Demilich by valuing the spell piece a little bit more. Should I value the spell piece a little bit more? Yeah. I feel weird about it. But yeah. In a pretty reasonable position. Obviously they're on 3 for starters, but if we get Rat, we can bring Demilich back. That's 6 mana. Oh, they just got nothing. I mean, could be playing Krieger without red, but then you're giving up like Bone Crush. You're not only giving up flies, but you're also giving up like Bone Crush Giant. I think that's unlikely. So, how much interaction is the right amount of interaction? I don't like these strangles or these Spellfield hazards, and I don't really like these fire impulses. And they're wanting to be very reactive. It's a bit of a problem. I don't necessarily think I want the dispute. Spell piss to negate what is it? I'm gonna bring one. We saw Tolsmere. Let's say my gut feeling bring this again. Even a Spellfield hazard. Strangle. Do this. Oh, that's 60. Somehow I've submitted 60. Oh dear. I'll say it again, it's like 30 degrees, it's boiling hot. Can't think straight. Did I add a bunch of strangles back? I think I have. Alright, well, we won game 1, so we'll fix the game 3. Super hot, hay fever time. A triple lightning axe is the ultimate punishment for. We have a strike though, and if we draw a land, which we like reasonably like to, over our first 3 turns. Plus. But the pieces of the puzzle should get there. Is what I'm saying. Silly thing. Do I not have a pack equipped? Oh, what? What happened? They mulliganed. It's a very well balanced. I think I'm gonna mulligan. This looks way better. But I was having no way currently to get this Phoenix to graveyard. Yeah, Leyline's kind of tough. So you want those, 2 things. One, we need to immediately start looking for Otawara. And then basically set up a big turn. Which may or may not be possible. And 2, we want to bring in Pyromancer to the game. Pretty much if it's not an RR, it's going in the bin. We're gonna have to take the 3rd land. Okay. They did mulligan a bit to find this, but maybe only once. They are stuck on 2 lands. We have Spell Pierce now, we have Phoenix coming down on turn 4. Right on time. We hit. And we obviously see a bunch of red sources. What we kind of expected. Gotta assume Enigmatic Incarnation Kariga, or just value Kariga with no, or like Kariga flies with no Enigmatic. So you get that tasty bonus for playing Leyline. This is a big old tank. What are you thinking about? Oh, con. Okay. Let's just enter that. You want to hit land drops, find Otawara, end the turn, bounce the Leyline? The Archon does kind of need dealing with, unfortunately. That is a problem. Slows them down a bit as well. Alcock is faster. Obviously now they have the Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. Okay. Bone Crusher Giant, we also can't spell pierce him. It makes it tight though. Drawing lands here is fine. And they're playing real spells on our pieces. This stuff. Gonna be like Alex one. Oh, actually no, we wanna main phase consider. If we draw another cantrip, we're about to cast on our opponent's turn. This doesn't do anything, right? Still land, but we just need to find like an R. Okay. Yeah, this is a tough one. We'll have to play game 3. So we could crawl out of this. It'll just be tough. We've been nice. What have they got? They got an Alishnon. They got. I should pick up Kroger. Yeah, so we got 8 here. We're pretty much out of time. We also know they've got a bunch of other interaction for the Young Pyromancer. Looks like most of things are so yeah, we just can't get it. We might go. Okay. Let's just go next game. You can get a Phoenix. We could like the Phoenix on top, put into play. We have to chump block with it. Okay, so the Strangles, I'm again fairly happy with. The Gates are tough. These are about the same. The Charter Course is maybe a little optimistic given everything going on here. The Aether Gust, I'm off of that. Then I want to bring these Pyramids. Yeah, Berkshire Giant, Holy Lion behind it. These those. I was thinking that the hazards are kind of miserable. Not enough solid out. It's tough because leaving like. Let's see like one Fire Impulse. I'll trim like one Charcoal. So we've got all these cat spells actually. This is just getting really pretty bad. Yeah, okay. We'll put this in. We'll see how that goes. Right. Yeah, this is a challenging matchup. But your ley line's impossible to play, right? The downside to you just kind of have to have the Ottawa. We have a lot going on here, but no like immediate thing to be doing. Pieces also says yeah, if they make that, we just gotta try and do our best to play through it. We have more tools to do that now with the Pyromancers, which is the reason to keep these automatic cantrips. But we're on 2 lands, no threat, so we kind of have to fight them off. So opt to a full consider. Draw. Okay, so you have the Otawara. That's the first thing. I'm gonna start with the Pyromancer. In the hope that they've got some clunky lands here early, you won't be able to remove this straight away, and that then we'll be able to at least get some tokens off of it. Our plan long term is to build up a bunch of mana, Otawara the Leyline of the Void at the end of turn, untap, go piece the puzzle, consider some mixture of things. You bring back some Phoenixes or Demiliches or something. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh. Do we have a spell pierce? Maybe. Okay, we hit a land. That's important. Okay, spell pierce. Okay. Come on. Line up. It'll be okay. A binding for 2, we can spell pierce. Yeah, because it's going to get decreasing value, especially versus Leyline Binding in particular. Okay, to get the Pyromancer, we get a couple of tokens. Not the worst. Again, we just need to hold this Otawara though. Pray we can put something together. We have some removal in the meantime, we have some counter spells in the meantime to kind of get through. It's just stuff happen. Which I mean, those cards. Five four? 5/4. You need untap land for it, but sequence so that they can maybe hold untap land here. Gotta think. There's a mountain. Also is brutal as well. I mean, drawing a lot of cards. How many chances do you reckon we have at this? I don't think we get to wait any longer. I think they start to shut us down very, very quickly from here. We'll see what happens with this toll spin now. Magic's getting to Reds, and they may also have the Flicker enchantment. Or the O-ring that you can cycle, that you can channel to Flicker. To pass, yeah. Alright, let's try and make something happen. We did not hit Phoenix yet. We have Otherworldly Gaze. We have a Consider. Gaze first. That's a Phoenix. But I can't actually cast it. We're very close to just being dead too. Because, you know, problem. And we just have to go aggressive. If Black Source Treasure lets them cast it. They've realized. Looking at the Goblin. Oh no, they pitched it. Okay, well. Stop on my upkeep for the other one. Maybe, maybe. Oh, sweating it out. Maybe we can get there or make something happen. Right, Garuga draws a bunch of cards. Maybe gives them access to leyline binding. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. This one probably wants to... Five. Five's an unreasonable. We've got 2 removal spells. They definitely just have... They have mana. They think about killing the Phoenix? They might be. Phoenix in the bin. Dude, the lightning axe is big, right? Essentially. Let's just wipe the board. Okay. Yeah. They've got so many cards in hand. Amazing. Okay, we're on 8. Then you have 7 cards. Pray for me. You are considering a draw step. Considering a draw step. Leylines. I think it pulls back the leyline, but that's the turn. Currently they're going to 2. Did they recast it? Means if we find a Phoenix off the top, the Phoenix off the top is lethal. We haven't lost any yet. 31 cards on our deck, I reckon. Oh, they're tanking hard about it. For better or worse, I'm not sure. They can leyline binding. Sorry, they can leyline on the void. Okay, so this treasure token here lets them leyline binding if they have. Demilich isn't changing the equation. And haven't. Okay. Oh dear. What do we make of this? They can flash in. Oh. They can flash in the listen anyway. Okay. We're on 3. Yeah, I should probably just tuck the other one of the gaze. I thought it would be good enough. I don't know why I left this on top. That's definitely not the way to do it. I should have binned it. Well, if the next card deeps a Phoenix, I feel bad, but they still have this. I'm trying to think if there's an area where they lose here. There's so many cards. I'm just gonna say no attacks. Yeah, the thing is that they could just, like, when I move the event, no. They'd already be kind of screwed. This is what I think. Oh no, they'd have to flip it. That's why I'm being stupid. How they ought to flip lets them flash it in. They didn't slam it. So they must, oh no, they must have had something. What would it have been? Such an odd game. We kind of went for it, found one Phoenix, which is like, you know, we can't expect to find all. But we didn't really have time to commit to more attempts. So, their reflection of Kiki Jiki active in play. If they can't kill us, I don't know what. Touch the Spirit Realm, take a Phoenix. I don't know. They have 3 creatures. There's nothing we can draw, right? Yeah, I'm afraid that is it, folks. This is... Well... I'm gonna pass. Oh, screw it. Maybe they mess it up somehow. I don't think it's possible. We are abyssed by these things. In fact, I'm just gonna scoop it up. Hope you enjoyed the video. This was pretty tight. The last game I think I played pretty well, but the middle one was just a travesty. Comedy of errors. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video. Deck is really, really sweet. Some rough games here, but hey, it's hard to beat Leyline of the Void, I'll be honest. And that is true everywhere, I guess, in Phoenix. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please do like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Share with your friends, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.